Whereas congratulations and citations are in order for Doug Brown for the assistance in saving the life of a fellow City of Fairhope employee, Greg McCoy, on December 15, 2011. Whereas a catastrophe was avoided because of skillful and quick response to danger and the knowledge of life-saving skills demonstrated by Doug Brown. And whereas his concurrent action in averting what could have been a tragic loss to his family, friends, and community was an act of heroism which deserves special recognition by the governing body of the city. Now therefore I, Timothy M. Camp, by the virtue and authority vested in me as mayor, in speaking on behalf of the entire city council and all the citizens, do hereby tender to Doug Brown a certificate of recognition for an act of heroism. Doug. Now I have two more, so you can clap while you're at it. I also have Greg Burrows. And also Ben Patterson. Y'all want to stand right up here.
Hey, Mayor. Can you just help turn around so I can get a picture with
Mayor, we just had a distinguished guest walk in, Mr. Greg McCoy. Would you care to come up and say a word?
I just want to say that God heroes, that's them right there. That's my heroes. And the other hero we got, she's standing right there. It'll be a little while before I get back, but I will be back.
At 11:40 that day, the worst happened. Greg came in contact with 12,470 volts of electricity. At about that same time, the best came out. Individually, these three were at their best. All three of them. Doug was in the bucket as well. Ben was on the ground. Greg happened to be driving by. Greg saw it from the traffic light. Ben saw it. These two guys thought they were finished with what they were doing. They were coming down. With very little conversation between them, they all knew what they needed to do. Ben got on that truck and started lowering the truck when his fellow employee couldn't do it. Doug immediately knew that once Ben got the truck around with Greg in it to where he could do something, Doug knew what he needed to do next. Very little conversation going on between them. They knew what to do. Greg Burrows sitting at the traffic light, he knew that once I get over here and get this dump truck parked, I know what I need to go do, and they did it without hesitating, without talking to each other, saying, what do we do? They did it. Collectively, the team functioned at their best. The police were there helping us. The police had the roads blocked. They had the intersections cordoned off. They gave us space to work, to do what we needed to do. They let the fire and rescue, they have ingress and egress. The fire and rescue folks, I mean, goodness knows what they did. They gave triage support to Greg when we got him on the ground. Not we, they. They landed the helicopter at Faulkner so that Greg could get to South as quick as he could. I don't want to try and name everybody that was there that day because undoubtedly I would leave somebody out. There's all details of that day that we're all kind of missing. We don't just, you just don't remember. You know, one of the guys asked Doug, said, how in the world did you get out of that bucket? It was 9 feet in the air. I could ask you right now, you don't know. But you want to know what toughness looks like? It looks like that right there. Once these guys got Greg to where there was nothing physically they could do for Greg, we kind of rallied the troops and said, hey, I hate to leave a fallen comrade, but you know what we have to do. We got to get the power back on. So there's grown men out there with tears rolling down their cheeks. The last place they wanted to be was up there doing what they had to do. But they did it. They all did it. And that takes a lot of guts. It really does.